Great.
Thank you, Will. Thank you again. Thank you for this second opportunity. I hate to repeat myself though, but I see that there are quite a few new people. So thank you so much for coming. And let me get my share thing going. Here we are, Charity Bear. All right. And now I just got to get this thing out of the way. Um, Here we go. And so we are calling this rather audaciously aUI. So it's aUI. The vowels are pronounced separately, and the capitals are pronounced longer, are held longer. aUI. And that is aUI mind sound. The sound that the mind gives off is the as a language, the space language. And let me get that chat also open just in case. There we go. And yeah, so in search of universal elements is a little bit presumptuous, but I mean, I've been told, and of course, we cannot definitively say that these are universal, but that's why we're saying in search of, and we do have some corroborating evidence that I'll get to, and universal also in the sense of cosmic. These are very basic elements you'll see, and of the universe. And okay, let me begin by saying that giving you an overloaded slide, which I'm perfectly aware of, is to give you a sense, and not that we're going to go through this, but just to give you a sense of how much history there is behind the search for a real character, what they called a real character that is um, uh, compiled by Umberto Eco was in his book, The Search for the Perfect Language. And there is, since the 1500s, a philosophical idea that there was a finite group of elements or characters that kind of formed the basis of all other ideas, and that ideas and relationships here, as Gottfried Leibniz says, that you could represent and analyze ideas and relationships by breaking down their component pieces. All ideas are compounded from a very small number of simple ideas, which can be represented by a unique character. And he called that a pictographic alphabet of thought. Um, and there are various philosophers that worked on this more than are listed here. These are just the main ones. And so, however, they did not get very far as actually um, creating a language that could be spoken. So, in a sense, I see UI as a realization of this ideal, and so it and we you all know that there are existing pictographic languages that have existed and do exist, and however, the symbols and the elements are at a relatively high complex level of meaning. Uh, and so what that means is that the more complex the meanings are, the more you need to actually form the basis of um, a language that a base of symbols that can be used to create other complex ideas. So you would need, as you know, in Chinese you would need thousands. So what we are doing then with aUI is almost experimenting with kind of an old new slash new alternative. So what if language, yes, were functioned as less as an arbitrary medium, and facilitated alignment between inner thought and outer reality, used cosmic primitives rooted in fundamental universal concepts. Um, and what if language were built on ideographs that gave us an anchor in reality? A reality being rather a tenuous commodity these days. So we have here the chart of the symbols, and you can see there are only about 31, 42 if you count the numbers. Uh, we have here the chart goes from open-ended vowels, open sounds to closed. At the bottom are stops, and then from front to back they are from left to right they are front to back sounds phonetically. And so we start with vowels that are open, more independent concepts. A, space. A is all around us. It shows and depicts an open space. And A is where you open your mouth the widest. A to an open space. A is held longer, is measured in elliptical orbits of time of the Earth and Moon. And time lasts longer, so we hold it longer. E is short movement. Movements are short compared to matter. E is a brickstone of matter. E, short light, the highest, the brightest sound, the highest with the highest frequency of vowels. E, light. E, sound travels slower, the sound wave depicting sound. E. U is the human duality of the human being that is fulfilled in the spirit. Ooh, mysterious back tongue vowel. E was a short front vowel, bright. We perceive light from above and from front. Um, and ooh and ooh are mysterious concepts. Back tongue and lower, higher back tongue vowels. Whereas oh and ooh, all life, photosynthesis, chlorophyll of a leaf, and feelings reflected are in our in pulse and blood pressure. Oh, feeling. So these are lower back tongue vowels, feelings as if they come from lower down from our heart. And whereas ooh, spirit is also back tongue, mysterious, but higher. We hope and sense that the spirit is above us. So, and then these are semi-vowels: w, power, round. L, we kind of shape the shape of our tongue. L is a curved when we say it's approximate, uh, rounded, and r is positive and preferably trilled or whatever that is called, rolled, which now I don't feel so bad since I hear that in not be the R's are, I don't feel bad about asking people to roll their R's. Um, then is the only one. And U are are well, I don't know what you call that. Is that nasalized? Not really. But they are, yeah, they're vowels that you don't find in English anyway. Um, Condition are two parentheses that hem us in, that are put close together. And then U is the line of negation that negates anything underneath it. And then we have here fricatives, unvoiced fricatives. We have voiced fricatives, except for these and are bilabials that belong here, that belong to the nasals, because numbers are nasalized. And then we have glottal, we have not glottal, stops here. P, a line, not before a line, is a plosive. The air is puffed before in front of the mouth. So it means before. And b, the voiced uh, um, pair, is visually you can see the bilabial pressing together of the lips. B. So you actually see the articulation. So it two dots together is symbolized with two dots together. It's pronounced b as a bilabial and it means together. To, towards, de, through a line, another line at an angle is the idea, the picture for that is a person drinking through a straw in a glass. And so through can also mean as a means or a tool, because we function through, we work through a tool. And so that is also the tool ending. And g is inside, dot inside. We feel it articulated inside the throat, whereas k, above, dot above a line, is articulated in the upper palate, k. So you kind of very often show the symbolize, there's a phonetic symbolism that pervades the language. Um, and you will see how that is in short order. So it's aUI is an a priori philosophical Englang. It is a as a phonemic ideography and a set of proposed universal semantic primes akin to the atomic elements of the periodic table. And I said the number of. Now, what's unique here is that there is a one-to-one-to-one relationship between phoneme, morpheme, and sememe. So that is unique in aUI. So we're talking about semantic primes. You're probably familiar. They are conceptually thought of as irreducible. They have this proposed universality, fundamental concepts that we have in common as part of the human experience. They form the foundation of human thought and communication and can be combined to form molecules of meaning. So there are research underpinnings for aUI. Initially, my father cited the research on semantic conditioning, which was done back in the 50s. These are classical conditioning experiments in which they conditioned subjects to words, to certain words, and found that under normal circumstances, there was a higher conditioning to synonyms, but not to homonyms. Whereas, however, when they were under the depressant influence of chloral hydrate, which they could do back then, which is a soporific agent, they demonstrated the same reaction to homonyms, but to a lesser degree to synonyms. So homonyms took the major influence, took over, became more influential or more effective so this is a transfer of conditioning from the original word to a homophone of the word or to a synonym of the word. And so normally synonyms were more easily transferred to, but when the brain was compromised, homophones became more important. So it's plausible that the stressed brain becomes more susceptible to being confused by words that have similar sounds but different meanings. And the research was repeated later also with other conditions like alcohol and also young age. As we are younger, then that kids tend to have that sense too. And then, however, more recently, there is a rhyme as reason effect, which was totally quite directly related to aUI, apparently called the Eaton-Rosen phenomenon. And here, they had people rate phrases that either rhymed or didn't rhyme. They rated this phrase as more accurate than the non-rhyming counterpart. So when sobriety conceals, alcohol reveals. rated it more accurate than what sobriety conceals alcohol unmasks. And also, so woes unite foes was considered more accurate than woes unite enemies or misfortunes unite and foes. Or misfortunes unite foes. So they mean the same, but they didn't rhyme. And then finally, you may have heard of the natural semantic meta-language, which is cross-cultural research since the 70s, a very thorough research of 16, at least 16 different language families. And they were trying to show that they were searching for a set of semantic primes that were represented lexically, directly represented lexically across these uh, different language families. So what we found, or I found, is that 29 of the 65 primes that are currently their count are closely related or correspond directly to aUI primes, and 87% of the main aUI primes correspond to NSM. So that is, I consider, the corroborative evidence. Also, just interestingly, I just wanted to put in that the word gene, the word for water, was collected here by the META, the Messaging Extraterrestrial Intelligence group. They contacted me to get the translation of aUI's for water in aUI and engraved it on their plate that was put on the Europa Clipper that left in October of 24. So yeah, that's quite interesting. Okay, so we have this intrinsic relationship between sound, symbol, and meaning that you saw. Word, symbol, but between word, meaning, and reality, and then if which results in the fact that homonymous words are also synonymous. And just a quick illustration that I've often repeated. Foo, this is an arrow, a shortcut arrow pointing down at this. Foo is this human, I, so that's I, me, Foo. And the person that I'm together with, this is our symbol for together, is you. And then shu is existence. This symbol means existence. This is our gender neutral pronoun. Then bru is the human that we have a good relationship, a good togetherness with. That is a friend. And bru is a good spiritual togetherness, peace. So you see fu, bu, shu, bru, and bru. We have similar elements, we have similar sounds, and we have similar or related meanings. So let's do a little exercise, and I hope you won't be shy in 17 new messages. How am I going to see all those? Yes, bliss symbolics, it is a little bit similar to, however, they of course were used so that you could point at them and put words together, and were used with handicapped cerebral palsy children. And yes, they are more fundamental. And oh yes, yeah, condition. Mhm. And yes, the same articulation. Yes. Okay. All right. Onward. Let's do a disambiguation. I'm sure that you will be able to figure this out right off the bat. So there are many homonyms in English. I picked just very simple ones, very common simple ones. So the first one is here. So let's you figure out um, which here is here. So here we have femme is this again. Remember, arrow pointing down at this, spatial. Okay, and this quality is the modifier ending, is the symbol for quality. And so in this case, it's an adverb. Femme, this space modifier. Or we have Eov, which is sound. We had sound, sound wave, and O to sense or feel, to sense sound. So which here is here? Which one is this first one? Y'all speak up.
So the first one is here.
Yes. Here's, yeah, you've written it in the in the chat. And of course, yes, yes, yes. Of course.
To
Uh-oh,
here. Yeah.
echo. Just now, I didn't get it before. Okay, good. All right. The next one is what is the next one? No. Okay. So here we've got uh inside, we had the symbol for inside and mind. What's inside the mind is the contents of the mind, is knowledge. And then the action, this is the symbol for action, is the verb ending. So that is the summary definition of this combination. Then we have nushim, which is a quantity. So this is like a measuring box. So that's quantity. And then we had negation and we had existence. I believe we had existence. Um, did we? Anyway, this is a straight line. Exist means to stand out, or in this case, stand up, meaning exist. And so the opposite of existence is, of course, not to exist. And yes, you're writing it all in the chat already. And again, this is an adjective. So yes, of course, to know and know. Very good. And oh yeah. All right. And this time I've got the slide fixed. So the next one is im, and that's a give dead giveaway. We have so complicated. I expected to be just So that, oh, for no, you mean? That would be unqualified. The opposite of quality then would be unqualified. So im is just plain light quality as an adjective, and then we have takim, which is the quality of matter to be easily towards that can be easily moved towards a space above. So it's easily lifted. Um, And so, oops, obviously light, y'all, I'm sure that is obvious. I didn't wait for you because both of them are light. Light, this one, yes, light, the opposite.
May I ask a question?
Yes,
So the first one, you say adjective, but I think it's a noun, right? So the light, like the light of the sun. Did you understand correctly?
no, no. E itself is already a lot, is already the noun. E. And so when we end it in quality, it becomes the adjective light, like a light color.
Oh, okay. I understand. Great.
Yeah. Um, and I'm getting that echo again. So I don't know what the deal is there. All right. So
I
let's
hear
say,
it also sometimes, but most of the time you don't have it, so
yeah. Okay.
it's not a
I'll
big
just,
deal.
okay. I'll try to ignore it. Then the next one is nem, and that is much movement adjective. So much is like is quantity. Yeah. Quantity, just reading the notes. Um, and so it also means much or many. So much movement, the quality of much movement, the adjective for that. And then we have üb or da. And this is, so the opposite of together is without, or apart. And then life, we have life, and then we have means. Um, means, that was the symbol that we'd had already before, not the existence. Okay, so a life means is food, Uh-huh. And then, so of course, we're going without food for some time. So, um, yes, they're both, of course, fast. This one, of course, the first one, of course, as fast as speed, and the second one, a fast as going without food. Then we have, actually, I'm not going to tell you this one at all. You're just going to guess it. So here we have, uh, yeah, I should have had you guess it right from the beginning. I shouldn't have said it. Anyway, so we have eopav. So this is eopav. This is a light sensing. So we're sensing light. Above here, we had sensing sound. Right down here, we're having sensing light. And then we do have the verb ending, you see. However, we also added pa, which is the before time. Yeah, English also, I'm seeing the note. There's of course other meanings of fast too. So there we could do another one to be stuck in place as stuck. So we could have done another combination too. That would be a different one again in aUI. So here we added pa. Before time is the past, so that's the past verb ending. So we have eopav, and then here we have cookzaved. So again, we had above, and then the opposite is below. So it's above, up, down, or above, below, up, down. And then we have you see already that at the ending that it's a type of tool or a means. And it's a means of making here the action parts. This is the symbol for part. Yes, yes, you all already guessed it. The part of a circle and then matter to make parts. So we have saw and saw. Very good. All right. Now, so now I'm just going to feature just a few combinations from my novel, The Azat's Academy, that was um, oh, you asked, is there a reason that fast is a different color from the rest of the words? What was it? Um, I did. Nem. Nem is a different color. Well, anyway, I don't quite know what you're talking about there.
Yeah,
The
it's a
yellow
slightly darker
seems
yellow.
brighter.
Wow. Okay. Sorry about that. You guys are very perceptive. The the paint thing that I used is the yellow wasn't quite the same. But anyway, so no, there's no meaning. So the Azat's Academy is my novel that is actually was actually aimed at middle grade age, but of course it's of interest to also adults because of its the language basis. So Vivio is this character that's in the story that is a photosynthesizing kind of a firefly, uh, and can depict symbols in the air. So Vivio is, we have, and I'm just showing you the reason how I put the name together. Viv here by itself, and we'll come to that. Yeah, let me actually just go to the words themselves. We'll be able to see that. If, light verb. So here we again have a verb for light, and not again, but this time it's the verb. And so that means to light, the light as a verb. Then we have viv when the action is also in preceding the verb, then it becomes a causative. So, or transitive, and we have make shine. So that is to light as a causative, or to turn on the light. Then we have ev, just simply the verb for movement. El is, of course, to move. And then we have eo is a form of life that can move. Okay, moving life, that is animal. And then we have eo being life that depends on light is our plant. So that's the name of this main character, this extraterrestrial emissary, Vivio. And I don't know that I was not consciously inspired by that book, Sam and the Firefly, but yeah, there are these kinds of characters. Anyway, so Vivio, you can see, is has all this meaning inside of the name. So because it can create its own light, and because it can make light, yeah, as a photosynthesizing. All right, and so here we have a word to guess. We are going to figure out these different parts of Bikji Wilas. So first we have B. What is it? And I'm going to let you all guess what happens when light is combined, when all the wavelengths are put together. What do we get? Yes, white. And oh, what? Yeah, white here in this case as a noun. Then we have G, and that was that was the word put on that whatever it was called, radiograph or something. Equal matter, good. Which matter always stays even. Horizontally, it stays even if it's not disturbed. We have liquid. Okay. Oh, I should have yes, water. Somebody already said water contains the additional quantity symbol. The most common liquid for us is water. So Jean, it has the quantity ending. Then we have we, that is powerful matter. Where the bonds, the covalent bonds or whatever bonds there are the strongest, or the molecules or atoms are closest together. So yeah, metal actually is Re. That's close. Metal is Re. It starts with the symbol for positive because metals have a positive valence. So Re is metal. Whereas we is dense, yes, or hard matter or rock, the type of material, the hardest material. And then we have las is a thing that is spatially round. Las, what could that be? So metal has a positive valence in chemistry. Like when you say lithium or like copper, there's copper has one or two positive valences, positive charges if it's by itself. Yes, simpler than planet, simpler than moon. Yes, y'all are jumping ahead. So spatially round thing is a sphere. There we go. Ball or sphere. Yes. Now, you know, and I think this is common in Conlangs, that when you okay, there's a question here about liquid. Liquid is the matter form that is always even if it's not disturbed. There's an even level. So liquids always um, um, take the form of their container, and they have a horizontal surface if they're not disturbed. So what I was trying to say is that in creating aUI definitions, you have to remember that you are creating the unique characteristics of the words just so much so as to differentiate it from something similar. So if you had planet, the word for planet is eki, That is a celestial light above light that is moving, eki. So that is movement and then celestial light. So that's how you differentiate. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness, what did I do now? So oh wait, stop. Okay. Oh my goodness, I got the order. There's we wanted to go to the one that is the oh dear. Okay, let's let me go back to the one that here we are. Oh, somehow. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So I didn't skip it. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry about that. Um, so we had here, we had what was your guess for all this combination? What is the guess here? What do we have when we put this together? Las. So somebody said ice, and that is jiwe. Yes, is the liquid, the hard form of liquid is, of course, ice. And snowball, very good. So oh, there's actually one more symbol in the word that we had. We had bikjiwe, so we had k, we had the symbol for above, and that is so if you want to be very correct, bikjiwe. So snow is the ice form of liquid being hard, and then it also comes from above, bikjiwe, because kaji is rain, is the liquid from above space. Big kaji, and then bj by itself, by the way, is white liquid, which is milk. So bikjiwe, the one that comes from above, the liquid that comes from above, then would be snow in this context. Okay, so I didn't have the order out of place. After all, I just forgot that I was on the right slide. And now let's see. So our time, last time I was done a little earlier, so we actually still have time. And you guys are all fresh still, since it's early, at least for me it is. And yeah, there are I don't have time to read this whole thing, but I'll get to that later. So we have some greeting roots if we want to quickly go through these. I'm sure you can pick these up real fast. Yule, we've actually already had. So sensing light is, just call them out, is the this our light sense is what?
See?
Sight, yes.
Yes.
Sight.
Uh-huh. And then we have light time,
A
the
day.
time of day. Yes. And the opposite is, of course, night.
Night.
Yeah. Ia and Yia. Then we have the before light high time. So when is the light, the sun, the highest? And that, yes, Dennis already, yes,
Noon.
correctly guessed. So the high time would be noon, and then before high time, of course, is morning. Then we have the opposite of towards is from. Then we have utev, so the moving, when we move from or away from is, this is
From.
covered by the to move away from would, yes, departure, but as, yes, departure, but as a verb, and that is to leave. Utev, you can also to be even more clear, you can add space before that if you want to. aUI, spatially from. Okay, aUI. And then we
And
have
how do you say to come?
the opposite then, just tev. So
Okay.
then, yeah, I have that feedback again. Anyway, ro is positive feeling. What's the simplest positive feeling? Even simpler than happiness.
Joy.
Simpler. Yeah, like would be a verb. Simpler than fun.
Existence.
Well, that's good for you.
Love.
No, it's even simpler. Pleasure. Okay, just as a positive feeling. Then with happiness and joy, we add either mind or spirit, a spiritual good feeling, or a high good feeling. Is Koro is joy and happiness. And actually, I have I have turned those around. It is said, and I don't know what you all think, Koro was usually considered joy as a high feeling, but I've read recently that in mental health, it's considered, well, I don't know about specifically mental health, but that joy is a more long-lasting mental or spiritual good feeling, whereas happiness is a temporal kind of condition where we're happy, because Americans are always saying happy, happy. And so that is a more fleeting kind of sensation. So therefore, kro, the above, the high good feeling, is now considered happiness, and uro, a spiritual good feeling, is considered joy. So then we're moving on. So a mental or spiritual goodness. Oh, okay. I already clicked it. That's just the noun for good. Okay. If we add here the adjective, of course, we get the adjective ending. We, of course, get the adjective room. And then ui, I already alluded to, is the mind sound is a word. If we put quantity in front of it, we get language. So let's see if we can do some quick greetings here. We have, firstly, tioi. Okay, tioi means is, oh, that is hi. I guess I didn't put the actual summary definition, but you should be able to recognize we have sound. It's the sound you make when somebody comes towards you in sight. When you see somebody, sight is hi. That's the short form of a greeting. If you wanted to say hello, it's terui, but we're not doing that right now. Now, and then the opposite, utioi. Utioi is then, of course, bye.
Goodbye.
Yes. Can you see that? No. Okay. I can never see because these, there it is. Okay. Then we have, rumpika. Does anybody recognize those words now? Rumpika, which I should have said right at the beginning when we started this. So pika is the time. Remember the time before noon. And then this was our positive adjective.
Good morning.
Yes.
Oh, somebody got it in the chat. Okay, good.
Rumpika. Wait a minute. Am I seeing it in the chat? Yes. Yes. Good morning. I didn't see the bottom of it. I've got to move this so I can see it. Okay. And then finally we have Rumia. Of course, we've had Ya also, the dark time. So that would be. Oh, and somebody's asking about the hyphens. The hyphens are just to make it visually easier to see what belongs together. So especially when you're learning to begin with, it's easier for them to be hyphenated. So you see that io belongs together, and then e is kind of separate. And in aUI, it's a head final. We determined that yesterday. I mean, I knew that, but it's we know exactly. Yes, good night is the correct. Oh yeah, we have rumgia and good night. It was the guess um in the chat. So it's head final. What it is at the ending is what it is finally, essentially. So pika, morning is a type of time, is a time, and tioi is a sound. A house dog is a dog, and a dog house is a house. So yes. Now here is a more abstract word, and I'm getting what do we have here in the chat? So in TO you can imagine it as is that sound? That's sound, not I. Sound characterized by TO. Yeah. TO, by the way, is the if it's a verb, TOV, to see towards. When sight has a direction towards, then that's the verb for look, to look. Now let's do just quickly a more abstract combination. Ooh, and I should have had you all guess here. So this mind has the power to move. Okay, so fu, yeah, self power. Fu is self. This mind, this spirit is self, and so not only do we have the power to move, but also our mind has the power to move and to think. So yeah, here is the cover of the book. aUI we've already had, Space, Mind, Sound, and eUI for the purposes of the book, I called it light language, just so that it would be not directly taken. Somebody said alive. Sapien. Not sure what that was. Okay, well, thank you. I think, oh, here I'm just giving you because I still had the time. Just some other basis for the motivation. I don't put it at the beginning because it's maybe not as interesting, but this is of course, the impetus for my father's creating the language because of the alliterative slogans under Hitler, under the Nazi regime. That are, of course, still existing. And the book is called The Alsatz Academy. It's aimed at middle grade, but it's based on the language, so it is of interest to adults too. It's a story of a young teenager getting sent to a militaristic type reform school that is using very heavy-handed, almost brainwashing. And of course, they need to figure out how to immunize themselves from their slogans, their constant. And of course, it's taken a little bit to a ridiculous extreme with the slogans. And there's a kind of a call and response that the guy does. He says, law and order, and then they have to reply, no border. So there's your homonym, no border. Law and order, no border. And so, of course, he goes to extremes about that. So here's our website. We are, and I should, if I just have a few more minutes, we are constantly, Phil, who for some reason, unfortunately couldn't present, is my collaborator. We meet twice a week. We are constantly working on the website, and he works night and day. He's a total totally dedicated, just always coming up with new ideas. And one of which I just want to show you here. Let me go back to this is, well, I should just go to the landing page here. Oh, why is that doing that? And so that is the landing page. And then, so Phil has created, we also have a LMS course that is soon to be released. This is, unfortunately, I can't show you the augmented reality game because it takes the camera, so I can't show you, but it's really cool because it takes your camera, and so it sees you see yourself, and the symbols are on there with the translations, and it can recognize your fingers, and so you can take the fingers and match these symbols with the meanings. So and then there are other games. There's a memory game, and so you can it turns so it's to learn the to recognize the symbols easily. And then there is the Big Bang. That is the one also where you can drag the symbols to the meanings. And but there are other games that they didn't put up yet. So do you have any more questions?
Yes.
Yes, I have many actually.
I have a
Yes.
question too.
Go ahead.
So the first one is, are there any speakers, and how many?
That is, well, there are many former students, or there are several former students of my father. In fact, one of them is on our board of our nonprofit, the Cosmic Communication Foundation. We are practicing. We have a practice group. Just Phil and I practice twice a week. In fact, oh my goodness, I do need to show you that to you. And I need to show that in the chat. Just here is our Conlang adventure that he put together, a chat room that you can type. And I showed that yesterday. So you can actually type. So even you type here, you're not seeing it this immediately because I'm still typing. So I'm saying aUI, I can type, and it types both the Roman and the symbols at the same time. So room and pika, there we go. And I wanted to, so let me give you that. You should be able to access that. Just a minute here, right here. Can you see that? This is the, I'll transfer the, oops. I will transfer the link there, and go ahead with any other questions. I'll just do this in the meantime.
My other question was concerning the phonetic part. So you said, for example, B means together because you see the two lips that are together, but E, what you see is exactly the same thing, because the only difference is the activation or not activation of the vocal cords, which you don't see. So how, I mean, it seems not very convincing. How can you explain, for example, P and B, which appear the same?
You said that I didn't quite understand the other symbol. Did you mean p or which other?
Yeah, the two bilabials, for example, just an example, you talked also about k and g, but let's talk about the bilabials.
Right.
The two bilabials, p and b, what you see is exactly the same. So also in
Right.
p, you see the lips together, and you would say, okay, this means together. So
Yes.
and also in other sounds as p, you have an explosion and a sound, an aspirations of the sound going in front of the mouth, and so you could see, you could say the meaning is before. So, is there a deeper explanation of why he chose before for P and together for B, or just an arbitrary?
Well, it's not totally arbitrary. I mean, yes, of course, there are other bilabials. I mean, and are also, or at least, is also bilabial. But because it happens in one instance, you're not going to eliminate all the other instances. You can't. I mean, there are. It does occur in other sounds, but in this particular one, it is associated with togetherness, and the symbol also shows togetherness, and so there is a inherent relationship there. Quality, you could say. I mean, we have, when we smell something of good quality, or taste something, we say and so there is some relationship. I mean, it's obviously language is so complex that it's not going to be an absolute perfect unique relationship, but it happens to fit. It is chosen to fit, and p, yes, is also together, but in front of is, like you said, is the plosive. So we are puffing the air in front of the mouth. We blow the air out in front of the mouth. So there is that relationship, and
And we have one more question, and then we're going to have to stop.
yeah.
Are there any texts in the space language? Has anyone done any translations or original compositions?
Yes, in the book, the textbook, aUI textbook, is has a long story with many 12 chapters of the story of Johnny in space. Of course, a little bit dated, but and then I am in the process now of translating The Little Prince, and then on the website there are also quite a few texts that are that you can see on
Why don't we take Jan
here.
Lasaki's question, and then we'll stop.
Yeah. Which is what?
Okay.
Jan Lasaki.
I was wondering because, for example, the was the verb, or like changes words into a verb, and quality makes it into an adjective. I was wondering what I think it was quality, if it's at the end of a word, how it changes the meaning, and if there's any other words like or any other concepts like that change the grammatical meaning of a word at the end of
the
a word.
the main ones are quality for modifiers for both adjectives and adverbs. Quality. Also, that happens to be the combination for participles, which are also partly a type of adjective, and then v being the action. And I also mentioned b, through is also can be considered an ending for means or for a tool. And then there are also there are 4 stative verbs, like most in primarily this form of to be verbs end in sh, which is existence, to be. exist or to be are the endings for those forms of verbs.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody, what did you think of this presentation?
Fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for coming at this early hour. At least it's early for me. And thank you so much for your interest. And check out the website and get back to me for any questions. There's a contact form. Thank you.
And I also put in the chat, we used to have a practice group last year. And if anybody's interested in doing that again, I put my email in the chat. Please contact me. And I'm going to stop the recording now.
Thank you.